Hi, I'm Sophia Olivas, co-founder and CEO of EverSmart City. EverSmart City is a mixed-use, IRL smart community built with shipping containers to provide affordable housing powered by renewable energy. It has sustainable agriculture and is integrated with blockchain technology. The pilot city will be built in Phoenix, Arizona, breaking ground in 2023.
My name is Mark Anthony, co-founder of EverSmart City. And if this is your first time seeing one of our videos, be sure to hit the like button and as well hit the subscribe button and check out all of our past videos that we've done before. We've done a lot of videos and subscribe so you can see our future videos. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we drop a new video.
All right, so this episode, we're giving a water update for July 2022 from the Sonoran Desert. So Lake Mead, which provides water to roughly 25 million people in Arizona, Nevada, California, and in Mexico, is losing water at an alarming rate amid an extraordinary multi-year drought that's been made worse by the climate crisis. In a little bit, Mark's going to go through and show you some actual pictures so you can get a visual of what's going on. Lake Powell is also 162 feet below full pool level, which is about 26% of its capacity. Both Lake Powell and Lake Mead reservoirs are half empty, and scientists are predicting that they'll probably never fill again. The water supply of more than 22 million people in the three lower basin states is in jeopardy. The region's also facing an environmental crisis. The Pacific Ocean is heading into its third La Nina year in a row, which is really rare event. So La Nina is defined by cooler than average water in the Pacific, and it has a strong influence on the weather, specifically in the US West Coast. So individual La Nina years can be wet or dry for the Colorado River Basin. However, because there's consecutive La Nina years, it's a very clear trend towards a drier years, which is what we're facing right now. And the combination of dry soils and this third La Nina and a critical low reservoirs is kind of like a trifecta that's going on right now. So Mark, why don't you talk to him a little bit more and give him some more visuals?
Yes, well, she mentioned record lows. Some of the rates at which Lake Mead and Lake Powell are dropping are somewhere around 5 feet a day. There's actually a video, I'm gonna bring it up right here, of a guy who was in Lake Powell. He was living on a houseboat, and his houseboat had actually broke down, and he parked it up on the side of the shoreline and was waiting for a mechanic. And 3 days later, his house was now, if you can see that guy standing over there just off the edge of the boat to the left in the green shirt in the back, was now about 40 to 50 feet away from the shoreline just after 3 days. And his home is now beached and stranded. And he was fined, and they were going to basically give him I guess an eviction notice, and he had 7 days before they were going to come and demolish the home. Uh, Luckily, some people videotaped it on YouTube, and there were some guys that saw it on YouTube, and they do heavy, crazy rescues, and they went out and they dragged his boat back into the water, and they saved home. But just 3 days, once right 5 feet from the shoreline, and now is 50 feet up on past the shore. The water is just dropping at an alarming rate. I showed a picture earlier. I'm gonna bring it back up of just the docks. People can't even get their boats out right now because the slips are so high up. Before, the water line used to be, you can kind of see it on the concrete. It used to be more than halfway up where it was really dark, and it's just dropping. So a lot of people aren't even able to get their boats out. It's just getting pretty crazy what's going on. We did some math with basically at 5 feet per month, or what they said at Lake Mead where the Hoover Dam is, it's dropping 10 feet every 2 months. So at that continued rate, this is now July, that's 29 months from now. That brings us to about December 2025, somewhere around there. Maybe January or February. I'd have to count it out, but 29 months, just over 2.5 years. So it's pretty alarming. There's got to be some changes. So there are making some adjustments. They're creating some water restrictions. They're starting to empty some reservoirs up into the northern reservoir and Lake Powell. But what goes to show right now at the Hoover Dam, we can kind of see how low the water level has dropped in these past couple of years. Even today, there was some other activity going on there. A couple weeks ago, they shut it down for maintenance. I also have this chart where you can see it. We'll bring up the numbers so you guys can actually get the live data. So as of last month, it was at 1,043 feet. As of today, I've looked at some stuff, some numbers today in the past couple days. It was a couple feet under that, around 1,039 was the lowest that I've seen. So that's pretty close to about 4 feet so far, and we're still not all the way through the end of July. So it's pretty consistent. We had a couple months back here in December, November, where it actually had gone back up all the way till January, which is good, but then coming back down. So they're starting to create some different restrictions and trying to create some more water as well from different ways to refill it from different reservoirs from places in Utah and even maybe coming to the point where they might just keep the water in Lake Mead and not bring it all the way back down to, keep the water in Lake Powell, not bring it all the way down to Lake Mead. But just this here alone is alarming. And this is really why, one of the reasons why we're bringing it up is because this is really inspiration on exactly why we wanted to do what we want to do. Why we're doing EverSmart and what some of our solutions are, what some of our ideas and what some of our plans are to combat this for the future. I think Sophia wants to roll us into some of that.
Yeah, so EverSmart has some really great solutions to combat these water challenges. We do water recycling, which is going to be a new thing for California. So they've started to do studies where they've seen that the desalination process just takes up too much energy and it's too expensive because of the energy. And also what it does to the oceans when you do that. So they're looking at and finally coming up with a plan to implement water recycling because it really does work. And that's what EverSmart City is going to be utilizing, gray water and black water. We're also going to be using technology to make water from the atmosphere, so to pull it from the thin air. We also do an implementation, a sequestering where we do live walls, so living walls. We also cover the entire development with trees and foliage that are native and or require minimal water. We use less asphalt throughout and no asphalt basically throughout the development. We use other things such as hempcrete, chips, wood chips, and different types of materials that capture the carbon and that cool off. We combine it with like solar panel shading, misters, and things like that really our communities, when you walk into them, you will feel a noticeable difference in the degrees and the lowering of the heat temperature when you walk from outside of the community. Oh, Mark, you're muted.
Sorry about that. And this is really why we're doing what we're doing. We want to make a change. We want to be able to be a group of people who decided to take a step forward to a new direction. And we want to collaborate and partner with as many people who have that same passion and same vision. And for us to have this opportunity in this moment in history to be able to make that change, to be a part of the people who do it, to be a part of history. We have a really special moment right now where there's a big shift in the world. There's a big shift in humanity, like across all history, like of all time. This is one of the biggest shifts humankind has ever seen since the creation of fire, which is the creation of Wi-Fi. And here we are. So we just really want to seize it and be able to create a new path for humanity for the next couple thousand years from this day on and to the new age.
Yeah, we want to thank you all for joining us. We look forward to continuing this conversation with you in future episodes. Our crowdfunding is finally up and going. So if you look below, you will see the link to go ahead and crowdfund. And we've done this through the WeFunder.com crowdfunding platform. And the reason why we feel so passionate about this alliance is because it allows any and all investors with a minimum of $100 to invest and partake in the creation of the smart city that we are building for you. So the community gets to partake in that. So become a part of history and take a look at that. EverSmart City, where technology enhances the human